Heads up, heads up, you channelers out there, you producers with channels, check this out. It's uploading somewhere else too. Watch this. About 62% done. Oh, only 43% done somewhere else. See, someone else is getting your video before it comes out. Must go straight to the mainstream media or somewhere. But there's definitely a problem. Look at that. I've had problems uploading my video since last night, December 1st, 2013. So I'm just showing you how it's loading. So it's loading two different places. Someone else is getting this. Look at that mistake. Wow. Because my videos aren't processing. I thought that would be of interest to you who have channels. Look, somewhere else it's 67%. That's probably the right one for here. But it's only 43% going directly somewhere else. Very interesting. You see it? Keep an eye on 48%. Oh, but 69%. Yep. Look at that. Maybe they need a free consultation. Also, it's not user-friendly when you try to leave a comment right away. Alrighty then. I thought I'd show you guys this. Alrighty then, because I am getting mad. So the best way to figure out what's going on, I had to do an investigation on why isn't it processing. So now the world can see why. Heads up.
This is a THORNEWS presentation. THORNEWS present. What have we found? Tachi, Takai, Hercolubus, Nibiru, Nemesis, Tiamat. WTF is that giant planet-looking thing on the set-your-head cameras. Seems like just as the comet Ison story is dying down, asterisk, we got Planet X, or the sun's binary companion, showing up again. Now, I want to be quick to point out that those who debunk are serial debunkers have pointed out that this is a lens flare from Venus, and it appears about once a year in the cameras. And then everybody freaks out and lose their minds. It's like, oh my god, Nibiru's coming. Now, where it does seem more proclaimed each year, I'm a little bit skeptical personally, because I'm wondering, alright dude, this really was a planet star 6 times the size of Jupiter? Wouldn't it have some type of a effect on our solar system? Like, wouldn't the orbits of the solar system be going haywire, wild? I mean, I admit, when you look at these photographs and the images, it's extremely freaky deaky. Super freaky deaky. And someone has even pointed out that you can almost see a bow shock in the photographs. But I'm still like, hey dude, A, shouldn't we be able to kind of see it a little? I mean, every once in a while, I mean, that thing is massive. Giant, giganormous. Even if it's scattered, smothered, and covered in a giant cloud of oxide dust. You know, we should still be able to see it. Well, you know, with everything going on nowadays, who knows, man? But so, on the side of it being a lens flare, or this not being a solar body, one, shouldn't we be seeing a lot of national disasters? Also, I mean, I think we could see it every once in a while. As far as it being real, nothing would surprise me nowadays. And as our good friend Amy Mainzer has pointed out in the future, she loves the star orrery. And so it seems like almost all yellow stars have some type of a red star companion. And the thing imaged in here looks about the same size as Tachi and Hercolubus. And Hercolubus is just really fun to say. Say it, Hercolubus. Hercolubus. Now, the kids may enjoy the Nibiru myths. I prefer the old mythologies. For example, Tachi is the nickname given to a hypothetical gas giant located in the solar system's Oort cloud, first proposed by astrophysicists John Batiste, Patrick Whittam, Daniel Whitmire, and they argued the evidence of Tachi's existence can be seen in his supposed bias in the points of origin from long-period comets. Well, we haven't seen any new long-period comets lately, have we? Oh, hey, wait. Then there's always Nemesis. It's a hypothetical red dwarf star, brown dwarf star if you're colorblind, originally postulated in 1984 to be orbiting the Sun at a distance of about 1.5 light years, somewhat beyond the Oort cloud. And it was said to explain the perceived cycle of mass extinctions in the geological record, which seem to occur more often at intervals of 26 million years. Oh, hey, did you know as of 2012, over 1,800 brown dwarfs have been identified, and none of them are inside our solar system? And they have proposed that if there was a red dwarf star or a brown dwarf, the WISE infrared sky survey mission, in its movement verifying parallax measurements, would be expected to find it. And we all know Amy Mainzer and NASA would have told us, hey, yeah, we found it. Everybody freak out. So they haven't told us, so I guess we should feel good. Now, Hercolubus, why does it seem like everything in celestial physics has sexual undertones? Now, Hercolubus, in 1999, V.M. Rabolu wrote in Hercolubus, or the Red Planet, that Barnard's star is actually a planet known to the ancients as Hercolubus, which reportedly came dangerously close to Earth in the past, destroying Atlantis, and was going to come back again. Nancy, leader, is a big fan of his work, though I don't trust her because in 2004 she told everybody to eat their dogs. And if you want to lose me, tell me to eat dogs, man. You know? This article, which I'll link to you, and it's really good, goes on to say that in Gnosis, this planet is known as Hercolubus. In the Bible, the planet is referred to as Wormwood, while modern astronomers have named it Barnard's star. Hercolubus is about 600 times the size of Earth. As the orbits of the planets get closer, their gravitational and magnetic fields exert forces on one another. Barnard's star is about 6 light years from us. And if that isn't crazy enough, about 2 weeks ago, British astronomers reported that they had found the 2 oldest brown dwarfs in our galaxy. And the picture they use in all the articles shows the massive brown dwarf kind of like lurking and hovering over our solar system, which is interesting. Man, professional astronomers sure have an interesting sense of humor. It's the kind of sense of humor where nobody laughs and they think that's funny. Will you guys do me a favor? Will you teach your children to be nice to the geeks and the nerds? Because maybe if everybody would be nice to the scientist kids, when they grow up, they'll have better social interactions with people. Unlike in other walks of life, the galaxy's oldest members move much faster than its younger population, said lead author Dr. David Pinfield. Stars near to the sun are made up of 3 overlapping populations: the thin disk, the thick disk, and the halo. Alright, fast-moving brown dwarfs, lens flares, parallax, space ducks, and then there's always blue Kachina and red Kachina. Or, then there's always, on this article NASA had, to where Halloween was completely unrelated, they had a giant picture of a giant pumpkin, and everybody knows the pumpkin is the largest star in the universe.
Japanese Prime Minister Abe has been trying to rally support for a bill that would let the government designate state secrets. Lower house members approved the bill last week. Abe wants upper house members to endorse it by Friday when the current Diet session ends. Abe spoke at a meeting of ministers and members of the ruling coalition parties. He acknowledged that the bill has drawn criticism, but said he'd work to win people's support.
My administration will continue to provide detailed explanations to help ease public concern over the proposed legislation.
The bill would designate some information as state secrets. People leaking such information would face up to 10 years in prison.
It's enough to make you sick. I really wouldn't know, sir. I'm just a servant. Yeah. On the other hand, go screw yourself.
But some Japanese citizens are worried about what the secrecy bill could mean. Protesters on Monday lit up the Tokyo night with candles in a rally for free speech. Lawyers, journalists, and other concerned citizens gathered outside the Diet building. Organizers say about 1,300 people took part. A senior member of the ruling Liberal Democratic Party caused controversy earlier in the day. He used his blog to compare noisy demonstrators to terrorists. Rally organizer Yuichi Kaido defended his companions from accusations of terrorism.
We are only citizens exercising the right to free speech to say no to the bill. The bill doesn't clarify what will be considered a state secret and what will be a crime.
The protesters say they'll fight against the secrecy bill for as long as necessary.
This video will utilize auditory tones and flashing images to stimulate your memory of the news content featured this week on our website.
On November 18, 2013, TEPCO started to remove fuel from the Unit 4 spent fuel pool at Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station. During this, fuel stored in the spent fuel pool is placed inside a transportation cask and then transported to the common pool. TEPCO is ensuring that the utmost attention is paid to the safety of the people and any possible impact on the surrounding environment. TEPCO has taken a significant step forward in its work to decommission the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station, which will require 30 to 40 years to complete. First, the cask in which the fuel is to be transported is lowered into the spent fuel pool. Next, a newly installed fuel handling machine carefully lifts up fuel assemblies one by one at a speed of approximately 1 centimeter per second and loads them into the cask. It is possible that small pieces of debris have become trapped between the fuel and the rack. Therefore, we conduct the work carefully, watching and confirming each stage via an underwater camera and a measuring instrument. The fuel loading takes place underwater where radiation is shielded. Therefore, the radiation dose around the work area does not increase. The fuel handling machine is equipped with a sensor which automatically stops the machine when an abnormal weight is detected. We will continue the work with full attention paid to safety. The cask, loaded with 22 fuel assemblies, is lowered with a crane to a trailer on the ground. The wire structure for lowering the cask employs double wires and is capable of raising and lowering the cask using only one wire. Therefore, even in the unlikely event that one of the wires breaks, the cask will not fall. The cask is transported to another building and the fuel taken out to be stored in the common pool. We have conducted this operation 1,200 times previously and therefore have ample experience. Furthermore, the operators were fully prepared and trained for this operation, for example, by participating in a special program on using the fuel handling machine and the crane. In addition, we have received confirmation on the operation from Mr. Lake Barrett, an outside expert and a former U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission official, and from other international third parties. We will conduct this operation safely and steadily. The transfer of all 1,533 fuel assemblies is scheduled for completion by the end of 2014.
And in a surprise announcement this morning, U.S. Deputy Surgeon General Greg Paulson stated that, quote, "It's fine to smoke cigarettes if you only smoke while drinking."
With every spew of ash and lava, Japan Coast Guard officials say an islet formed by volcanic activity keeps getting bigger and bigger. The landmass surfaced off Nishinoshima Island, about 1,000 kilometers south of Tokyo. Sunday, Coast Guard officials conducted an aerial survey and determined that the islet is now 250 meters wide and 200 meters long. That's about 2.5 times bigger than when it was spotted almost 2 weeks ago. Officials now say they've found 3 craters pushing out ash and lava that are helping to make the islet grow. A researcher says the Coast Guard will continue to monitor the islet's activity.
We imagine that in the infinite universes parallel to this one, you are still staring dumbfounded at this video.
Japan's Minister for negotiating the Trans-Pacific Partnership Free Trade Pact has fallen ill. Akira Amari was striving to seal a deal by year-end, but officials say he's likely to stay in hospital for a few days. The Economic Revitalization Minister Amari felt unwell on Monday at a crucial juncture for the talks. Amari met U.S. Trade Representative Michael Froman on Sunday. Some government officials said they're worried Amari's absence could impact the free trade talks. Amari is also in charge of new economic measures leaders hope to finalize this week. But Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshihide Suga said the trade negotiations will stay their course. He said Amari will give instructions from hospital. Ministers regroup in Singapore on Saturday for more TPP talks. Officials will decide if Amari attends pending more information about his condition.
Madmen are risking our lives. One more meltdown, our president is southbound, the blues rising up to the sky. And like little ants, we build more nuclear plants, ignoring the red traffic light. Liars, deceivers, fools and believers inside the conspiracy. Confident gangsters, top brass and banksters, criminals of the highest degree. Down at the newsroom, deception in full bloom, a garden of dishonesty. Yes, truth is for sale, and lies will prevail in a nuclear reality. Madmen are risking our lives. One more meltdown, our president is southbound, the blues rising up to the sky. And like little ants, we build more nuclear plants, ignoring the red traffic light.
U.S. Vice President Joe Biden is on a visit to Asia to meet leaders in Tokyo, Beijing and Seoul. China's newly declared zone will be high on the agenda. Biden will sit down with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. He'll then meet with President Xi Jinping and other Chinese leaders. Analysts say Biden has started his Asian tour in Japan to highlight the decades-old alliance between the two countries and coordinate the response to China. He'll travel to South Korea later this week.
Congratulations, you have completed this video with flying colors. Please await your certificate and complimentary fruit basket in the mail before proceeding any...
Live, this is One for the Record. I'm Diane, and today is December 3rd, 2013. Here are your news updates for today. Pastor Paul Bagley's channel is still reporting a lot of parts of Ison, even though it's broken up. There's like a big conglomerate of scrap metal. I guess that's how you'd say scrap metal. That's all in it. He counted more than 20 pieces, still kind of hanging together, even though it's fragmented. Alrighty then. Also, let's go into the breaking news. BreakingNews.com. Heads up, there's an ice warning in Scotland about an hour ago. Also, Boulder, Colorado, it's going down possibly into the negative 15, and in that area. So there's a big chill going on in Colorado. Moving on. Everybody stay warm. Prepare for this. Alright. The Extinction Protocol 2012 and beyond. New deaths from MERS virus reported in Gulf region. Connecticut rattled by 2 small earthquake tremors. Heads up. Heads up in Connecticut. Kamchata's Shaviluch volcano spews ash 9 kilometers high. Kamchata volcano sends pillar of fire 1,000 meters into the sky. Wow. Heads up on that. Also, the Watchers watching the world. Earthwatcher Proba V ready to provide global vegetation data. Excuse me. Also, Niijima, newly emerged Japanese island, is growing. Eruption still in progress. Reminds me of Mother Shipton's prophecy of where there isn't land, there will be land, brand new land. Talked something about that hundreds of years ago. Powerful eruption of Mount Etna. Tall lava fountain and lava flows. 19th Proxium. Alrighty then. Moving on. E&E News, Energy News. Japan author, Fukushima disaster, impossible to control, senior scientists, the sheer number of things going wrong. They've never solved any problems, mutual fund, officials never regain control at plant. Also, AP, experts warn of ground sinking at Fukushima plant, TEPCO advisor. Reactor building structures likely degraded, contaminant degradation concerns back in 2011. Also, TV all-time high radiation level in well at Fukushima plant, 40 meters from Pacific, 1.1 billion becquerels meter tripled of strontium-90. Other beta emitters. Feared highly contaminated water leaking into ground and being allowed to flow into sea. TEPCO advisor. Fuel is damaged in 2 Fukushima pools. 150 billion becquerels meter tripled. Cesium-137 at Unit 3. Possible second explosion after 3/11. Certainly appears something of significance occurred. Also today, We have a lot of news. Professor, it's true that about 70% of Japan's territory is polluted by Fukushima radioactive material. Tokyo contaminated with highly toxic radiation. Experts worried about catastrophic impacts on health. Then why would you want with all that greed to have the Olympics there? Lack of concern for your global neighbors, global community, right? But then you want to keep everything secret, right? Well, heads up. I don't think you can keep anything a secret once you invite the Olympics over there, right? You invited them over there, so all eyes are on you. Alright? What are you going to keep secret? How deadly it is to be over there? It's already out. It's not hard to monitor with satellites either. They don't even have to go over there. They can monitor you from satellites. So what do you think you're going to hide? What secrecy can you hide? I could understand if it was a closed-door thing, but you decided to pollute the whole Pacific Ocean and involved the whole rest of the world in it. It does concern all of us. So there's nothing to hide. In fact, I think that's very criminal of you, along with no honor, to try to keep everything a secret. For what? So other people will be endangered? I just don't understand it. What are you going to keep a secret? When the secret is over here in the U.S., when the secret is 3,000 miles away in the ocean, in Alaska, what secret are you keeping? As it goes across to Britain, what kind of secret do you think you're going to have? I don't understand. What's the secret about? That this has been going on since 3/11? What secret do you have? What kind of secrecy? Any secrecy at all right now is a danger to the global community. Do you understand it? Okay, moving on. I'm sorry for that outrage. See where greed's involved? Do you see what's going on? It's just greed. That's all it is about greed. Money. It's about money. Secrets. I guess then you shouldn't have had those explosions. Then making it kind of blew everything wide open, didn't it? On through, you know, didn't that kind of blow everything open? Oh, let's keep that a secret. My goodness. It's a secret that, let's keep it a secret that we're killing the rest of the world, and we're killing most of the Pacific Ocean. Almost all the Pacific Ocean. We're killing the dolphins. We're illegal hunting whales. What kind of secret? Everyone knows. Do you think there are secrets anymore? There are no more secrets. Especially when you're who are your consultants? There's a free consultation right there. Alrighty then? There's your free consultation. You can't hide this. And what it does is it doesn't dissipate. It binds together and just keeps getting worse and stronger and worse. This is going on for thousands of years. Do you understand that? Thousands of years. What kind of secrets are you going to keep? Because of your secrets, you have endangered the lives of most of the population on this planet. And that's a crime against humanity. And I'm not the only one telling you this, I'm sure. I'm sure you must have some kind of other consultants. This is horrible. You want to keep secrets. That might endanger the whole world. We gotta keep it a secret. Too much radiation poisoning already, right? Is it affecting your judgment over there? It probably is. Alrighty then. Experts worry about catastrophic impacts on health. Really? Alright, moving on. Let's get rid of this. Secrets. We're going to keep it a secret now. Of what? That you're poisoning everything? What kind of secret are you trying to hide? That things are mutating? What kind of secret? Cancer? Is that a secret? Can you keep a secret from God? Is that who you're trying to hide from? Is God? I think, and planet Earth? I mean, oh, you guys are going down in history, aren't you? Wonder what kind of legacy future generations are going to look back, analyze, and see. This is all public. Anyone with half a brain can figure out what's going on. Secret. Let's keep everything a secret. Too late. Pandora's out of the box. Can't put it back in. You open Pandora's box. I wonder if anything in the Ark of the Covenant could fix this. I don't know. There might be something to that. It's just a thought. Might be something in that Ark that can do something. Fukushima. It's just a thought. Alrighty then. Moving on. U.S. Canada. Japan Arthur. That's the same thing. Let me see this. Alright, U.S. Canada. TV. Sea star die off worse than thought. Oh, let's try to keep that a secret. Now over entire west coast. Going from one species to others. Government tests rule out Fukushima. Coincidence, they're all melting at once, or something fishy is going on in these waters. Yes, maybe there's too much fluoride in the water. That could be it. Something fishy going on. Wouldn't be the quadrillion becquerels of radiation for the last 1,000 days as of tomorrow. That might not have anything to do with it, correct? What I'm hearing is like insanity, but it's okay. I'm still going to go along with the worker bee drone matrix. This has to be like a holodeck program that I must be going through here. I must be on the holodeck in the next generation Starship Enterprise. Due to the fact, just listening to what these people are saying. And they're trying to keep it a secret, too. From what? You know, sooner or later, let me look at myself here. Sooner or later, you wanted to dumb down everyone? I guess you must have dumbed down the wrong people, didn't you? Because now they destroyed the planet, huh? Ooh, we're gonna dumb them down. But guess what? I guess it affected you, right? You elite out there? I guess you can't enjoy your little Learjets up there with the radioactivity way up in the sky. Oh, fly right through it. Remember I told you that in your last consultation? You wanted to dumb down the people? Look what's happening. Oh, did you used to like watching the dolphins, maybe swimming with them? Go snorkeling? You gonna go snorkeling in the Pacific now? Do you understand what you did? Do you understand? This was a beautiful planet. And you're not going to be able to hide from God. That's all I have to say. It's in the Bible. He's coming for the ones that have destroyed his planet. Those who have hurt the earth. Now, you see what I'm saying? See what you've done? You dumbed them down so much. They're trying to keep secrets now. You have these explosions over there. The buildings have crumbled, but they're going to keep it a secret, okay? You have dumbed down to the point where it's backlashing on you, huh? Oh, well, unless you were affected by the fluoride too and think, oh, this place is going to be great. Wow. And when the things do die off in the sea, you're going to enjoy that stench of melted sea stars, starfish. I don't know why they just don't call them starfish. Sea stars. Sea stars. They're starfish in the United States. They call them starfish. Well, guess what? You think about what's going to happen when all this stuff dies in the ocean. I guess what you're going to be smelling for thousands of years. And I don't think Febreze is going to help. Alrighty then, let me move on. I'm sorry, I mean, this whole thing is like insanity of what's going on. And then everybody, oh, just going about their business. I guess they'll wake up when they start smelling a dead ocean. Magnitude, quadrillion, billion of dead animals. Alrighty then. TV. Sea star die-off. Worse than thought. Now our entire west coast. Going from one species to others. Government test rules out Fukushima. Coincidence? They're all melting at once? Or something fishy is going on in these waters? Alrighty then. Oh, here's one from yesterday. Note, from the second study, those lacking wisdom expected Fukushima plume to disperse before hitting West Coast. Let me say that again. Study. It must be on those people. Those lacking wisdom expect the Fukushima plume to disperse before hitting West Coast. In reality, sharp features were detected even after several days' travel. Well, I guess all the elite... Oh, think about your nice little yachts and boats over there. Doesn't matter, huh? But that smell from the Pacific Ocean is going to go around the whole world. So there's nowhere for you to hide. You probably smell it from your underground little hideouts, too. It's going to contaminate all the air. Also, I want to give my condolences. I'm just thinking about it, to Create Harmony on the loss of her pet. You know, it's been a couple years ago. It's very hard. I know it is. But, you know, I believe there's a heaven. They're like little people. You see what I'm saying? They have souls. They have souls. They're on the other side. In the other dimension plane. Oh yes. So it just takes time, you know, and one day you'll see your pet again when you cross over. Just like I'm gonna see my cat Oreo again. Oreo number 2. So there'll be 2 Oreos over there. I still miss him too. But sooner or later, I myself am going to get another cat that kind of looks like him, probably. It took me almost more than 10 years to get Oreo number 2. First one was a female, but they both look pretty much alike. Alrighty then. That's what my cat Rhodey almost looks like, but she looks like a panda bear. Yeah. She doesn't look like that, but she's also a tuxedo cat. But see, my little boy, he had a little bow tie. He had like a long tie. He was a total tuxedo cat with the tie on his chest. See, I want to start thinking about it. You'll never get over it, but you move on, and then you have a new baby to take care of. That's all. You're gonna have to get a new baby to take care of. Some little baby, puppy, something out there that needs your love to take care of. It's hard, but there's another one out there that needs help. Alrighty then. Take care. And I'll see you tomorrow on the flip side. I'm sorry I had to give the consulting about Fukushima. It's incredible. It really is incredible. Alright. Hang in there. Oh, I'll attach all kinds of stuff for you guys. Sorry it's so late, but I had to work. Alright. And be prepared for anything.
A government panel is urging additional efforts to control radioactive wastewater accumulating at the damaged Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant. Drastic measures were announced by the government in September. This included freezing the soil around the reactor buildings to prevent groundwater from seeping in. Panel members on Tuesday called for quickly setting up 5 backup measures. These would involve building large storage tanks with double outer walls, also sealing cracks and holes in pipes with concrete. Panel members said paving the ground with asphalt would prevent rainwater from seeping in. They said measures to surround the wall of frozen soil with another wall was put off for later discussion.
Here is to vacant space. There used to be 2 tanks. The tank in the middle, that was the top of the tank, and the tank just ahead of us. This was removed because we can disassemble the top of the tank. Now both tanks have been disassembled, and we examined every pieces of the tank, top of the tank, and we identified some packing problem. No, you know the packing between the flanges was very wiped out, very winding shape, like the letter W.
Do you know if radioactive particles are still entering the atmosphere?
Oh, sure. From units 1, 2, and 3. I saw an interesting report from a reporter visiting the plant, and when they were driving by the units 1, 2, and 3 in order to get to Unit 4, their dosimeters went off into the 1,000 range. When they got to the spent fuel pool building, it dropped to about 200. That radioactivity that the dosimeter was measuring is going to the dosimeter and is going into the atmosphere. So it is still emitting radioactive materials, not in an explosive form, not in a gigantic form, but it's going to keep emitting that for 1,000 years or so. I think the only thing they can do with it is cover it over with cement, like they did at Chernobyl.
For people on the West Coast, Canada and the U.S., how much radiation are they getting right now? If there's radiation being emitted into the atmosphere 24/7, and this has been going on now for 2 years, then how much of it is falling over the West Coast of the USA and Canada?
That's a matter of dispute. Private agencies, scientific agencies, in some cases, not many, have been monitoring the fallout because the government is not. The government is not releasing any monitoring data unless it sounds very good. And as a matter of fact, a significant number of the normal monitoring stations that the U.S. government keeps running are not running. They have broken or they've been shut down because of sequestration cutbacks, and we're not watching it. But some private agencies have monitored this, and some individuals with household monitors, you can buy them at the Radio Shack, have been keeping check on this. And their data is, I would not say alarming, but it's scary, if you can imagine a scale.
Mm-hmm.
Where alarming is you should stay indoors as much as you can. And scary is, wow, I'm sorry that my 5-year-old daughter has spent the last year in this atmosphere, because there is a small chance, it's only a small chance, but there's still a small chance that she will develop childhood leukemia or thyroid problems or other problems associated with radiation, and there are many, in her lifetime.
Is that danger increased during rainfall?
Yes, certainly, yes, it brings it down. That was what did so much damage in Belarus, in Russia, and Ukraine, and also in Fukushima. The government directed people knowingly into the direction of a plume. Knowingly is used advisedly. That is, they had information from their, it was called a SPEEDY system, it was a monitoring system, that the radiation was going in one direction, people in the same direction.
Why did they do that? I recall we reported that.
We cannot imagine why. It's unbelievable.
It's you know, to me, it's equal to you know, on September 11, 2001, when the people inside the World Trade Centers were told to stay in the buildings.
Right.
It's like, why would you tell anybody to stay in the building? But they did tell the Japanese people to move towards the plume.
Yes. There is something that sociologists have named elite panic. Government officials are always worried about the public panicking in emergencies. The data suggests just the opposite. During emergencies, the public that's the real first responders, the person standing next to you. The public are the best responders. The official agencies are the ones that panic and tell people to stay in the building or to move in the wrong direction, because they have other data that suggested that evacuation in that direction would be more efficient. And that elite panic is still going on in Japan. They did sensitive examination of the thyroids of 2,300 children. And they discovered that over 40% of them had cysts and nodules that were enlarged. But they said, don't panic. As a matter of fact, to prevent people from panicking and thinking of thyroid disease, they did not release the data to the individual people, to the 41% of children that were detected to have these. Those kids, if you were a part of that sample and you wanted to know whether you had enlarged thyroid nodules or growths, you had to go to a private doctor to be tested, because the government has panicked. Because what are they going to do with those 47%? And this is just a part of the children that were exposed. It wasn't all the children that are exposed. If you catch thyroid cancer early, it's treatable and can be prevented. They're not catching it early. They're not even going to retest these children.
And perhaps it has a lot to do with TEPCO being unwilling to accept responsibility for this disaster. So they just basically are in denial of all these things happening.
It has to do with that, and it has to do with government expenditures.
Yes.
They're asking people to move back to communities that I think, and many scientists, experts, doesn't matter what I think, many experts think are dangerous, that still have high radiation levels. But if they don't go back and they stay away from that danger, they will lose their compensation payments, which are not much, a few $1,000s a month. But then the government is running out of money to pay this. So if they tell the people, now you can go back and we no longer have to pay you compensation payments, they will save a lot of money. The Bank of Tokyo, or Tokyo's banks, are going to be busted.
And Japan is financially has been in dire straits for quite some time, and they're fighting in deflation, and the last that they need is even greater stress on their economy right now. I'm going to get two more questions in before I let you go. Are we literally on the verge of seeing Japan ceasing to exist as a nation? Is it this serious?
If we have a serious accident at the removal thing, or a serious earthquake, yes. And the chances are we will get through it. I don't think that it's guaranteed that there's going to be a nuclear holocaust from these events, but there is a high risk, and we should do everything we can. There's I think it's 150,000 of us now have signed a petition to the UN and to Japan to bring in international experts, delay the removal until we have double-checked everything and experimented with everything, done trial runs. Fortunately, they were supposed to start November 8th, but they postponed it for 2 weeks while they did a trial run. And I think that was a result of the kind of pressure they're getting from petitions like the one I have signed. So there's a lot of concerned people, knowledgeable people, not necessarily experts, but knowledgeable people who are concerned about this. And they are not panicking, and so we shouldn't panic.
Okay, final question. Aside from reactor number 4, which is what we've been talking about today, is there anything else going on with the other reactors, 1, 2, and 3, that you're concerned about?
Absolutely. As one journalist said, reactor number 4 is the easy job. We can get to those things and pull them out. We know how to do it. There are thousands of these radioactive fuel rods stuck, buried, melted in units 1, 2, and 3, giving off radiation, and we have no idea, none whatsoever, as to how to handle that.
Number 4 is the easy one.
Number 4 is the easy one.
All right, I'm going to let that be the final word on this interview. I think our audience needs to just pause and contemplate what they've heard here today. Again, Fukushima is not going away, not in our lifetime. We're going to be dealing with this the rest of our lives. My guest today, Yale professor, Dr. Charles Perrault. Dr. Perrault, thank you. Appreciate you taking this time to be with us today.
Thank you. I enjoyed getting the message out.
Well, looking over my notes, I see that the news reports out of Tokyo state that this process will take 18 months. So assuming that it starts at the end of November, 18 months would take us to May 2015.
By completing this video, you have proven you are capable of filming, producing, and editing your own. We expect one video from you by the end of next week.
We need to get subscribed and get this unity stronger and beat YouTube at their own game. Okay, that's what this is about. Like I say, go to the remix button, hit the remix button. That way you'll have this video.